All right, welcome back. Let's bring you another story, another issue that's been very contentious in recent times. Few weeks after the passage of the Electoral Amendment Bill, the Independent National Electoral Commission and the National Assembly appear to be on opposing sides over the electronic transmission of election results. The Senate had mandated INEC to get the approval of the Nigerian Communications Commission for the e-transmission of results. On its part, INEC says it does not owe the NCC such a constitutional obligation. INEC says the decision of the Senate to subject its constitutional power to conduct elections to the NCC is unconstitutional. Well, the National Assembly is asking INEC to seek proper legal advice instead of misinforming Nigerians on the independence of INEC to conduct elections.
Interesting. The convener of the Situation Room, Dr. Ene Obi, joins us now to discuss this issue. Dr. Ene, glad to have you join us.
Thank you. Thanks for joining us.
Well, there seems to be what one could call an about face on the part of INEC concerning e-transmission of results. Festus Okoye said they're hamstrung, he said that on this program, by the Constitution. And just yesterday, INEC said they are at crossroads over e-transmission of results. What do you make of all this that is playing out?
I think INEC is on an evolution route because of the elections that they have conducted over the years. And with the constitution that established INEC itself, established the commission, section 153, subsection F, guarantees, it created INEC and it gave INEC the power to organize, conduct elections into the presidential elections, the vice president elections, election of the Senate, House of Representatives, and also down the line, and they also have the authority to delegate powers down to the rec, to the commission. That's why you have the recs at the state levels. And so they have that powers. And any other power that contravenes the Constitution, just like was said in your earlier segment, if it contravenes, it's null and void. And so INEC is going through an evolution in terms of, you just spoke about the Minister of Communication and Digital Economy. We are investing, and I think, the 5G or whatever transmission or technology, higher technology that you're bringing on board, says, okay, INEC, go ahead, because the world is about technology. The change in technology cannot be stopped. And so what they are doing now is, looking at the card reader, the bimodal system that they have just introduced, which is an upper level from the card readers. It's now that if somebody is if you come to identify for accreditation with your fingerprint, if it doesn't work, then you go on to, facial, recognition. And so all of the technology, they have advanced their technology to meet up the level for where we are now.
So what's your reading of it? When the National Assembly that makes laws for for good governance, when the National Assembly says to INEC, you need to recourse to the NCC to determine if you can actually apply e-transmission or not. Let's take it from what Mahmoud Jega said only recently. INEC's efforts to improve the credibility and transparency of our electoral process, the more obstacles that are put in our way through litigation. What are the options before INEC now? Should INEC seek that interpretation that NAS talks about? Should INEC go to court or what?
I think when you even pass a law that says INEC, you are subjecting a body that is created by the Constitution to another body. It seems ridiculous for me, because some of the subjections that we are looking at, you're wondering whether the people in the upper chamber or the parliamentarians that are supposed to represent the people, whether they're making a fool of the people. Because it looks like as if we're not listening to what is going on. Because even the sections they're not arguing with the accreditation, electronic transmission of electronic accreditation, but you are quarreling with the transmission, which look like, and I always try to cite the example that June 12th election, which was accredited to be one of the sanitized or excellent election or near, excellent election.
Free, fair, credible.
A fair election. We knew the result before the end. And at the end of the day, the election was annulled, to the shock of Nigerians. What are we really looking for? But those, at that time, that was many years ago, 1993.
Yeah.
At that time, we had not gone tech. We had no, no phones and all of that. But today, we have the technology. The volume of Nigerians, about 39.7% of Nigerians were on Twitter before it was banned. And now you are going on. You say you are building a digital economy. Of what progress are you making? So INEC is now introducing even more polling booths so that it can be nearer to the people. Now registration has been encouraged. INEC is putting, different shields. They had a meeting with the political parties a few days ago to demonstrate the new machine. They also had a meeting with the civil society yesterday. We were at the meeting with them. Situation room and different levels of civil society were there. They are having meeting with the security people. They also had meeting with the media.
So is the conclusion that INEC should go ahead and use its constitutional power in monitoring and even conducting this electoral process?
They have their right. Nobody is given, the Constitution has given them that right. But we are not saying that we are not listening. That's why the electoral bill is on. Everyone needs to be on board. But if you are bringing a law that will now upset the Constitution, it will be null and void. And so INEC will go to court. But it's a non-issue for you to subject anything to another actor. It doesn't go.
Let me ask you this. When NAS advises INEC to seek legal understanding of the issues and stop misinforming Nigerians on INEC's independence to conduct the elections, what does that amount to?
I think when you are asking, you are the lawmaker, and your law, or whatever you're saying, the interpretations of the Constitution is clear. But when you are now asking INEC to seek the legal interpretation of what are you talking about, the layman can interpret that. That any law that contravenes the Constitution or that has anything at all to do with reducing the power of the Constitution is null and void, because no other power can reduce that. But the Electoral Act is an act to simplify certain things. And that's why we're coming down there. And so there are lots of things in the Electoral Act that will, attempts to simplify, attempts to ask INEC to continue in his own mode, look at electronic transmission of the result or transmission of the result as they deem it fit. If a body has been given the right to organize, to conduct, and to transmit, are you the one to tell them how to transmit? All right.
Well, the question then is the National Assembly removing the independence of the Independent National Electoral Commission? We'll find out as time goes on. Ene Obi is convener, Situation Room. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you. My pleasure.